Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my channel. It's Sheila Orubio and I'm here to help you expand your consciousness and I will guide you through the spiritual awakening process. In today's video guys, I will be talking what is lower state of consciousness and what is higher state of consciousness. Or in other words, it is your lower self and your higher self. And if you stay tuned in this video guys, I will be sharing some tips on how you can start vibrating higher, right? Please don't forget to like, comment down below, share this video if you think it resonates with you and you think it would help other people raise their vibration, because it's very crucial at this time. I think we all need to raise our vibrations. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm on YouTube, Sheila Orubio, and my Facebook page as well. Thank you guys for all the support, to all the people who have supported me in this journey. Okay, thank you very much. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Let's dive in and wake up with Sheila. According to Albert Einstein, everything that you see around you is vibration, right? Because as I've said from the past videos, it's we are energy, and everything you see around you is energy, and energy are vibrating all the time. There's another saying from Abraham Hicks that says, as you think you vibrate, and as you vibrate you attract. Right? So what does that mean? So how you perceive things becomes the outcome. So let's say whether it's about money, your friends, or your relationship with your family, or your intimate relationship, how you perceive becomes the outcome. It's the law of attraction. So if you put negative thoughts on, let's say, having a relationship, right, then the outcome becomes negative. Let's say, for example, you're thinking like, I always attract the wrong person in my life, right? So you end up breaking up all the time and not being in a relationship, or let's say you always been in a very bad relationship. Or rather than saying that to yourself, you know, you have to change your outcome or outlook or perspective when it comes to relationship. If you say to yourself, let's say, I don't want to attract the wrong person anymore, then you attract the right person, right? So, but here's the thing too, there's something that you have to set, you know, you have to set that boundary and limitation to where, let's say, where you want a relationship to be, right? So when you start setting up the boundaries that I don't want to attract the wrong person anymore, then you set up your standards higher. So, and then you end up attracting the right person for you, right? The only reason why you keep attracting the wrong person is because you haven't set that boundary in the first place, that, you know, these are the things that I don't want in a relationship, right? Like for me, I don't want to be in an abusive relationship anymore. That's one thing, right? Nobody wants to be in an abusive relationship. So if you set that standard to yourself, you set that boundary, like, okay, you're with the person and let's say over the years he has changed and you feel like you're being abused, mentally abused or emotionally abused, and then you see this or you acknowledge it and you recognize it, then in the end, if you set that boundary, you know, like, I don't want to be in this kind of relationship, then you know it's time to let go. But here's the thing also, right? It's kind of hard to let go, that detachment. It's really hard, but there's a tip to it. There's actually a shortcut to actually detaching or letting go, okay? So by the way, let's talk about lower state of consciousness and a higher state of consciousness. So lower state of consciousness is basically fear-based, and all the negativity that you could possibly imagine. Let's say fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, being judgmental, right? Criticizing people or criticizing people for their mistake, right? Not being motivated, you know. On the other hand, higher state of consciousness is basically for heart-based or love-based. So you see the difference, it's the polarity, the negative and positive. So higher state of consciousness is based on love, compassion, kindness, generosity, trust, respect, understanding, patience, right? Motivation. And also I would add life's purpose, you know, being aligned with your life's purpose, or let's say discovering or learning and being aligned with your life's purpose. I just want to have a quick touch base with what life's purpose is, because I think most people are mistakenly think what a life purpose is. Let's say life's purpose, they would say like, my purpose in life is this, to travel the world, have my own home, have my own car, have my own career, travel the world, right? Have a lot of money. Yes, you can do that. You can always achieve everything that you wanted in life, material things, and everybody deserves it, right? But the thing is, that's not life's purpose. That is just basically for yourself. When we say or talk about life purpose, it's basically being of service to others, you know, and not expecting in return. Or let's say you want to be of service for the greater good of humanity or everybody else, right? It's not just for yourself, but for the good of humanity. Let's say whether you are advocating for poverty or freedom and liberty, right? Or let's say you're advocating for environmental, you know, caring for the environment, right? Or let's say caring for everybody else, right? Spreading the truth, or, you know, speaking up your truth and standing up for what is right, right? So that is life's purpose, because we are all one. You know, as I've said from my previous video, being in a spiritual community or in this spirituality, they want to achieve that oneness in all of us, right? So that is a difference between a life's purpose, and I haven't talked to you. The personal things that you want to achieve in life are basically just your goals. But then life's purpose is of greater or deeper meaning, being of service to others and in the community or the whole humanity as, you know, a collective. That's what life's purpose is. So sometimes there are these factors that we are not even aware of, right? That it triggers us, or it threatens us to be of our lower state of consciousness or lower self, right? Some of these factors, let's say, could be your money, your family, your friends, or even your reputation. Let's say some of these are these limiting beliefs and cultural conditioning or social conditioning. It's a lot of things that sometimes we're not even aware of, and it's kind of hard for us to be critically thinking when there's this limiting beliefs that we have been brought upon for years and years and years of existence. Because it's not just you, even my parents or your parents have been in this limiting beliefs or this belief system that kept us trapped all through these years, right? So, and with the spirituality, you know, it's all this oneness, love, gratitude, faith, hope, peace, and harmony, right? So we were trapped in this belief where we've became so selfish that, or self-centered, that we just think what is good for us and not thinking for others or good of others. So here's another thing that I would like to talk about too, is about money. Your perception of money makes a lot of difference. So if you think that you will always be broke, or you're always broke, let's say, how do you see, or how do you respond to it, or what is your perception? Does your perception of money change at some point? When you think that you were always broke, and you said like, oh, I will never be this rich, I will never make this money, right? And then that's your thinking. So the outcome, then basically you become broke all the time, right? So if you are in your higher self, you will change the perspective or outlook about money. Okay, so here's one thing I'm gonna have to say about money. So money is there to make you more money. So we invest on things that we needed to grow. For example, in our business, right? So we invest things that we needed for business. Here's another thing as well with money. Okay, so when you are suffering, or let's say you've been suffering from poverty, there's a lot of ways you can navigate and leverage, build up your skills, right? Let's say be creative, right? If you think you have this creative ideas in your head, there's a lot of resources and tools out there in the internet, right? So the internet was made for a reason. We have to take leverage of it in a way where we can also grow, not just, staying on social media platforms and just, kind of scrolling down. It's time for you to go out there and do research, educate yourself, learn new skills, right? About your passions, for example. For me, my passion really is, I love creating things, and so that's why I engage myself in, learning, creating contents, let's say, and with this vlog as well, for example, and I'm sharing some knowledge or insights where, it kind of changed my perception of life, right? So it's kind of expanding my consciousness and developing and improving my spiritual aspect in life. Here's the thing too, I know a lot of people are now suffering from, poverty or financially struggling at this time, because a lot of people lost their jobs, right? So that's what I'm saying. You gotta go out there and learn new skills, learn new things that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about something, then learn more, how you can leverage from it and make money out of it, for example, right? I know it's gonna be hard and it takes years, but it's consistency and your motivation, right? So if you're a motivated person that's being highly spirited or highly conscious, if you're motivated, you find ways, to actually do or keep bettering yourself and what you do. Another lower state of consciousness that I would like to talk about is fear. So as I've said, lower state of consciousness is fear-based. So there's this saying about fear. It says, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise, right? So fear is an illusion. As I've said in my other videos, fear is an illusion. Fear is a prison created by the mind. Fear doesn't exist. We weren't born with fear. We were taught to fear, right? So whether it's fear of letting go, fear of what other people are gonna say, or fear of getting out of your comfort zone, right? So before I started with this vlogging thing, I was very fearful of what other people are gonna say. And I know a lot of people, or some of you might even think the same way, because there's this limiting belief, right? We always seek validation, we always seek validation, and we always worry about the outcome. We were so attached to the outcome that what if it doesn't, it doesn't grow, or let's say it wouldn't resonate with other people. But the thing is, I let go of that fear of what other people are gonna say, whether I have different beliefs from what they believe on, I went through with it, that's your ego. We always tend to seek validation from other people. And when you seek validation, you are worried about the outcome. And as I've said, I wasn't fearful anymore. I said, I'm gonna go out there and speak up my truth. And if it resonates with other people, I will attract the right person, to like my page or to follow me, So it's that. I'm not afraid of the outcome anymore. I go out there and speak out my truth, whether I get a feedback, or let's say I get a following. I didn't care anymore. So when you are highly conscious, you don't care anymore. It's about not giving a shit anymore. So here's another thing. I know a lot of times, or oftentimes, and especially right now, right, a lot of people are feeling depressed because they're financially struggling. A lot of people have lost their job, right? And a lot of people are suffering from poverty at this time, and they feel confused, they worry, there's a lot of uncertainties, they feel depressed because they don't see their, let's say, family anymore, or their friends anymore, or like do the things that they used to do, right? And so people are in a dark, we are in a dark moment in time, and this has never happened in the history of mankind, right? So it's a very crucial time, and I know a lot of people are feeling like dark and really lost at some point, right? They don't know what to believe into, and there's a lot of deception that's been going on, and they kind of feel lost, right? So as I have said from a while ago, all these negative things that we are feeling at the moment, the thoughts, the worry, the uncertainty, confusion, fear, the division, all these negative things are dragging us to be of our lower self. So how can we vibrate higher during this time? So some things that I can share with you on how you can start vibrating higher is to be mindful and aware of your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, right? And observe how you think, observe your emotions, your perspective about things, right? And be open-minded about things that matter, right? Oh, there's this saying again that says our life begins to end when we don't talk about things that matter. So what are the things that matters to you, right? If you have, let's say, a trusted friend that you can talk to about your emotions, about your relationship, you can always call them, right? I think it is important to have a support system at this very crucial time. I truly believe that we needed to be more compassionate, be more caring, be more loving to each other at this point in time. Whether they have a different belief as you, with this whole thing, then there's no point judging them. Don't judge people basing on what their belief is, right? So maybe you can be open-minded at some point and try to do your research about this pandemic thing, right? Because the only reason why, for me, for example, I'm advocating for freedom and liberty and this crime against humanity is because I do care, for everybody else, because that's what the spirituality is. It's about oneness, it's about unity and love and peace and harmony, right? Or maybe you can start practicing meditation, because meditation helps a lot, to calm, release the stress, the anxiety, the worries, just clear out your mind, right? And be careful of your health as well at this time, because stress, anxiety, worrying, uncertainty kind of lowers down our immune system as well, right? So, and also one way of raising vibration as well is eating the right kind of food. So maybe you can stop drinking too much coffee or pop or sugar, or cutting down meat or fat, right? So, or carbohydrates, right? Let's say we could change our diet into healthier options like green leafy vegetables, right? And cutting off, all this bad habits, let's say, that we tend to have. Another higher state of consciousness that I would like to share is practicing gratitude. And this is sometimes overlooked at some point because we forget to be thankful of the little things that we have. For example, be thankful of your job if you still have your job. Be thankful that you have food, because a lot of people are now suffering from poverty and hunger, right? Or practice more, be more generous and be more forgiving, be more humble, be more contented of what you have at this time, and stop being envious of other people's lives, right? And that's a lower state of consciousness, as you are aware of. Envy and jealousy is a lower state of consciousness. I truly believe that we needed to lift each other more at this time, be supportive more of each other, whether it's your friend's business, and be authentically happy if they're doing good in life, and make them serve as an inspiration for you to do better, right? Like, if others can, why can't I, right? So make them as a motivation, if your friends are doing better in life, then make that as a motivation for yourself, and not dragging people down, So that's one thing. So just a quick recap on today's video, guys, right? So it's time for us to be lifting or being of our higher self at this very crucial in time, and let go of this negative things that doesn't serve us anymore, right? And if this resonates with you, guys, please do share it. And if you believe that we have to vibrate higher at this time, please share this video. And thank you guys for watching. Till next episode, thank you very much, and namaste.